Welcome to the 10-Minute Mind Shift Podcast. I'm your host, Janet Cagle, certified life coach, weight loss coach, and lover of all things related to upleveling my life and yours. My goal is to help you get one step closer to your goal, whatever it is. My goal is not to keep you wrapped up in self-help all day, just 10 minutes. And who doesn't have 10 minutes, right? Hey there, welcome back. This is episode number 73 and my personal strategies for expanding time. I am giving you the exact step-by-step things that I do technically, strategically to expand my time. First of all, it never ceases to amaze me how quickly life can change in the most amazing ways. And with everything going on at the Cagle's house, never before has it been more important that we are clever with time and good stewards of our time. And it's critical that we manage our thoughts around time. So several episodes ago, I talked about how we had decided to sell our current home and find something a little further north and closer to everything horse related. We were looking at Ocala. Well, we found lots of prospects, but I don't have to tell you how crazy the real estate market is here. And as soon as we called on a house, it was gone. Prices had soared and properties flew on and off the market. We were starting to think that we would wait until things calmed down a bit and let the frenzy calm down a little bit. We were both kind of feeling a little frustrated, and we were not enjoying the process at all. We decided to practice not being emotionally attached to the outcome, and then all of a sudden, and I mean simultaneously, we both got pinged on a listing that sent us flying up Highway 75 and making an offer that was promptly accepted. So now clocks are ticking on the timing of the escrow wire and the inspections and the appraisals, all of the things real estate. Then on the other side of things, we listed our house and getting it show ready and maneuvering everything that goes with that. When our listing hit the MLS, and I'm not even kidding, 5 minutes later, we got our first showing schedule, and I'm thinking by the time this airs, the house will probably be sold and in escrow. Fingers crossed, people. The last few days of us getting things all organized for the purchase and the sale, I was very tuned into how much of our language centered around time and tasks. In fact, as soon as I told Steve that we had a showing scheduled, we both kind of double blinked because we thought maybe in a day or two, but not in a matter of hours. We felt like that was not enough time to prepare. We really did have time, but we almost said no. It's too soon. We aren't ready. But here's the truth. We had plenty of time, and the timing was just right. The brain always offers us the notion that there's not enough time and so much to do. But we both said it out loud. We have plenty of time. Let's do this. Today, I want to give you more technical things to do, some tactics to apply that will help you get more things done and create more time. Buckle up, people. It's time to layer on some strategies with the new time management mindset you created last week. All right, so this is the exact thing that I do week after week after week, and I've been doing this for years. I set myself up to achieve results and create outcomes by deciding exactly what I want to get done week after week. I think in terms of outcomes, not tasks. I think in terms of what I want to create. What do I want to create or achieve? So, number one, every Thursday afternoon, I make a list of all of the things that I want to accomplish. Now, this is different than a task list. This is a list of outcomes that I want to create for next week. These are not to-dos, they are to-dos. When you think like that, the way you look at your things on your list or in your schedule, you change the way you think about them. It's a subtle, but it is a mind shift. So that's step one. What are the things that you want to accomplish? What are the outcomes that you want to create? Number two, next, I have a daily schedule that is 30-minute increments, and it goes from 5 in the morning until 10 at night. Now, I promise you that I don't go like that every day, but for sometimes there are days, like on show days, that my day might start at 5 in the morning. So this planner comes in very handy for me. Number three, the next thing I do is decide how much time I'm going to give each result that I want to create. You may not know in the beginning, and you might overestimate or underestimate. That's okay. Just make adjustments as you go. Nothing about this has to be perfect. Notice I didn't say how much time something was going to take. I said, how much time are you going to give it? If your thing requires multiple steps, I want you to break it down. I want you to break down those steps into multiple results. Here's an example. Instead of saying, I want to refinish a table, I would break down all of the little results that you need to create in order to achieve the final outcome, the final result of a refinished table. So, maybe it's clean the table, let it dry. How much time will you give that? Sand the table and vacuum or wipe off the dust. I'm making this up. I have no idea how to refinish a table, but just go with it. How much time will you give that? Then maybe you do the first coat and you let that dry. How much time will you give that to painting and putting the first coat on? How about the second coat and then the seal? Decide ahead of time how much time each step will get for this step. Then number 4, put it on your calendar. Now, this is an example of a multiple step outcome that you want to create. So put each step into your calendar. And then number 5, on that day and at that time, this is what you do and nothing else. Don't skip it and say you'll do it tomorrow. Keep your promise to yourself. This is the part that is so critical to really managing your brain. This is where your brain will say, wait till tomorrow. One day won't matter. No one will know. Go watch TV. Go play in your garden or have another ding dong. Do the thing. This is where you learn to keep promises to yourself and have your own back and develop trust with yourself that you will do what you say you are going to do. Do this for each result that you want to create. Include downtime, how much time and what time, and schedule that first if you want. I highly recommend that. Schedule time to shop. Include travel time. Don't say just clean the house. What will be cleaned as a result? What is the outcome that you want to create? Don't just say I'm going to work on a book. How many pages will you complete? And on what day and when will you do it? Here is what you will see. You will see how much time you really do have. Writing it down is a brain hack, and it will show you evidence of how much time is actually available to you. Now, here is the rule. It is not about putting something in every hour on your calendar. Not at all. It is about deciding what you will accomplish and putting that into your calendar and then do it. No exceptions. When I say this, I always get well, what about emergencies? So, here is my answer to that question, twofold. Number 1, if you are living in chaos and in a state of improper planning, everything feels important and like an emergency and like it needs to be done right now. Decide if it truly is an emergency, or can it go later in the day when you have nothing scheduled, or go on next week's list of achievements and results. You get to decide if it needs to be right now this week, and that is what you have to do to manage your brain. Number 2, I plan for it. I plan a slot in my schedule every day that I can move things around or do some emergency thing then. So, for example, and I get it, we all have jobs, we have obligations, so let's say that you plan to work out and your husband gets a flat tire and you need to pick him up. I always have an hour blocked on my calendar to move something in there that I had planned in the case that I have an emergency every single day. Here's the thing. If you don't have anything that comes up, and I rarely do, then that just becomes more free time to do whatever you want to do. Remember, just because you are asked to do something does not mean that you have to say yes, or that you even have the capacity to say yes. I coach so many people that get so stressed out by all of the invitations they have accepted that they wish they would have said no to. Say no, people. People are being nice to you to include you, but I promise you are not ruining anyone's life but yours with all of the things that you say yes to when you really wanted to say no. If you struggle in this area, I would run over to episode number 24, People Pleasing Sucks. This is a game changer. Okay, so we have our outcomes that we want to create. We've plugged them into the calendar. The final thing that I do is step 6. And that is to make a list of all of the things that I have actually accomplished. It's a status report for me, but it's a brain hack for my brain, and it will work for you too. Your brain loves accomplishments. It loves to accomplish things. Accomplishment hits the reward center of your brain. That creates motivation to repeat this behavior, and pretty soon, this is just the way you are and just how you do things. As you do this, you're also going to be making a list of what worked and what didn't, and what will you do differently moving forward. I'm going to put a link in the show notes for the worksheets that I use for my strategic planning sessions. I print these off every single week, and this is how I get so much done and still have so much time for my hobbies and my passion projects. I've been teaching this concept for over 20 years, and I've been doing this most of my life. I am a ninja with time and productivity, but also downtime. Managing my time is non-negotiable. Managing my brain around time, non-negotiable. I don't let my brain bully me into thinking those self-limiting beliefs of not being good with time or having too much to do and no time to do it in. I just don't allow it. Now, this process may sound rigid, but the opposite is true. This process and this mindset is what expands your time. We are going to fill up our days anyway, but we do it haphazardly without regard for what we want to achieve in our life, for what we want to create, for the outcomes and the results that we want to create. And when we think about what we want to get done, we never factor in downtime or playtime. This is my jam. This is my passion, and if you are ready to take this work to the next level, ping me. That's what I have for you this week, and now go have the best week ever. That's a wrap. I hope that you were able to experience a mind shift of your own today. Listen, if you love this podcast, you should totally check out my Life by Design 6-week bootcamp. It's a work at your own pace workshop and something that you can do over and over and over again to uplevel your results. If a one-on-one coaching program is more your jam, I am all in. Just shoot me an email and get ready for a transformation at the speed of life.